Ladies and gentlemen, we've gotten to the stage of impact, the stage of learning, the stage of getting value from people and amazing trailblazers that we've invited today, who will be sharing life experiences on the theme, a new and better kind of life, path to becoming an elite banker. It's cut across this lecture that will be giving us, cut across different professions, but because of our focus is on bankers, that is why we have chosen this topic. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to invite one of our first speakers to speak today for the next 10 minutes on this topic. And before I bring her on board, I'd like to read her profile. Please, let's pay attention as I introduce Mrs. Christabel Onyejekwe, who is an accomplished corporate executive with over 30 years of progressive experience in banking and technology leadership roles. She currently serves as an executive vice chairman, FIC Professionals Network PLC. She was formerly served as executive director of technology and operations at Nigeria Interbank Settlement System PLC, NIBSS. Her expertise spans corporate governance, strategies formulation, business development, relationship management, operations technology, infrastructure management, and product innovation. Mrs. Christabel holds an MBA in banking and finance from ESUT Business School, a law degree from the University of Lagos, and has completed executive education program from prestigious institutions such as Harvard Business School. Please, I think we should celebrate a woman of grace. Instead, Watson and Stanford. He is a fellow of the Compliance Institute of Nigeria. Throughout her career, he has demonstrated exceptional leadership skills, driving growth, profitability, and operation excellence across various roles at organizations like United Bank for Africa, Standard Trust Bank, and Continental Trust Bank. She is also passionate about mentoring young ones, professionals, and actively contribute to initiatives promoting female leadership and entrepreneurship. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me as I invite Mrs. Christabel Onyejekwe.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. No, please sit down. I'm a very, very quiet person. I don't like too much noise. Thank you so much, MC, for that large intro. It's too big, but well, we take you humbly. Good evening, everybody. I'm actually what they left out to say is like I'm a member of the fellowship. Actually, praise the Lord. So I'm not a stranger, and incidentally, I've been here before, courtesy of these two great men here. And some of the NGC team, of course, I noticed it's been a hijack. Like some of them know me from VGC area. So actually, I'm very happy to be here, and I feel very much at home. So I'm happy to meet all of you. My husband is field rep, Barrister Onyejekwe, and we have two young adults. Praise the Lord. I know we have little or no time for this. So I don't know, how do you say 35, 40 years of your life in 10 minutes? Is it possible? So what I know is that I have a presentation, but I'm not going to use that. So I've just decided that I'll paraphrase that. My PA is here, he did a lot of work, but unfortunately, I'm sorry, I'm not going to use that. I'm going to talk from my head because 10 minutes of boom, boom, boom. You know, like you guys, by the time I finish talking, I'm hoping that some people will do something differently about their lives. I mean, who are the bankers in the room, please? The bankers in the room. Okay, who is an assistant manager and above? How many people? Two. Okay, anybody lower? So anyway, life is just about choices, you know. So many of you decided to come here because you had to come. Some of you are doing other things. And of course, part of what we want to do here quickly, that's why I said just describing it, because a lot has been said, you know. I don't want to, the topic in itself, I feel is quite limited. Why bankers? I think it can be extended, enlighten everything you want to be in life, you know. It's about choices. That's where I come from, because since we are not all bankers, are we going to tell all the ones that are not bankers to live here? So everybody is welcome. And so please, when we talk, you listen to how you become an elite personality in whatever field you are in. That's the perspective I rather come from. And it applies to everything we're doing. You know, banker in itself, there's a particular word about banking. Is that what word? Fiduciary. It's simply trust. So it's not big English. You know, fiduciary means you are in trust. So most of us, when we're bankers, it means there's duty of care on us to ensure that most of what we share is very, very, very confidential. So my husband, sometimes he's a lawyer, I'm a lawyer. When I get home, I'm talking about something, I say, I'm sorry, I cannot tell you this. And that's because I'm a banker. So you have to know that siblings, family, friends, associates are excluded from this, your very rare opportunity to be a banker. And then I said again, okay, you can see my dress, Abby. I'm looking like the men, am I not? Okay, they call it power suits, yeah? Okay, you don't have to wear power suit as a woman. You can dress nicely, dress suit. But bankers are known for one thing, they're dressing. So they look different. So you come out because you're going to tell somebody to bring money, and he needs to see you and well packaged so he can be able to trust you. Remember, I said it's about trust. Trust you with whatever you're doing with him. So I say you can actually be a banker however you want. And honestly, if you're an unserious person, with due respect, you can't be a banker. Like I always tell my staff, if you didn't want to be a banker, what are you doing in this place? It's actually for very serious people. So you see some people go into their rooms and they're crying, they're actually weeping because there's terrible mandate and pressure. And they can't do it. I say you shouldn't have been here. And mind you, it's not about your former life. So there are different areas of banking. I'm rushing because I know I don't have time. So, but I want to again bring out the word elite. What is this elite? Who is an elite? Elite is a very special person. And you say, I call it unique, superior, with exemplary skill set. Now, what happens is that you differentiate yourself from the pack at all times. And you can see it, elite, you can see it in a petrol stellar. If you go to typical petrol stations, I'm relating with some of us that are not bankers here. You will notice a petrol attendant that tries to get you faster than others. While some others will just be like that man or woman, go and check. Person has a different mindset about life. You go to the marketplace, full market, and you see a tomato seller. The others look like tomato, but her own, there's shine around her tomatoes. She had gone and put granite oil after washing. So when you come, it starts to hit at your face. It's trying to be exemplary, to differentiate yourself. So by the time you try to be that, you know you are getting somewhere. Remember, we're here, it's a fellowship. So please, somebody can quickly read for me. Proverbs 22, verse 29. Proverbs 22, verse 29. Anybody can read, so that will make it like you are reading it to yourself. If you are there, it's a very popular one. Anybody there? Yes, sir? Okay, anybody there? Proverbs 22, 29. My time is going. I didn't want to read it myself. Okay, I will read it if nobody is ready. Seest thou a man in his business? He shall stand before kings. He shall not stand before mean men. So if you don't choose to be very diligent, very differentiated, very, very, very different indeed, you cannot. I mean, I worked in UBA 13 years straight on from Standard Trust Bank. At a point in UBA, we were 15,000 staff. So how does Tony Elumelu, the GMD then, know me out of that pack? I must be doing something different, right? Do I get him to notice me? So there's typically a hierarchy in banking. ET to GM or ED. Yeah. I say ET is executive trainee, that's entry point. You get to an assistant manager, that's just below. That means you're a young staff. Assistant manager to manager to GM, general manager. To manager is junior management, to GM is now senior management. Then you have the executives. When you get to ESCO, you are now privileged to be that. So even as a young manager, you can find yourself being the chief finance officer of a bank or a branch or what have you. And you're sitting amongst the big ones, executive directors and if possible, the MD. There's CCO, chief credit officer. the COO, Chief Operations Officer. So you distinguish yourself to become a better person. I didn't want to tell you that, yes, I trained as a lawyer, but did I end up doing legal in banking? No. You choose. When I got in, I said, hey, I don't want to do legal anymore. I practiced for 2 years and I didn't want to do that. So do you know where they threw me? Lawyer. They carried me and put me in treasury management. That's figures, maths. Most lawyers don't know maths or they don't like maths. But I found myself there. Luckily for me, when I was younger, I knew maths. I loved it. So it took me somewhere. I did 10 years. By the time I was leaving, I was actually going to become the president of the Money Market Association. I competed. Is that word like that? Or what is the word? I went on a competition because there was then the former MD of EcoBank, Gabriel. We actually were head on. He got 41 votes. That was in Abuja, and I got 39. And I know why. But really, what I'm trying to say is like a push for life. You don't take that decision and begin to just say, I'm a woman, I can't do it. Don't be there at all. So you need to excel. You understand? So there are hard skills and there are soft skills. I'll continue. The hard skills are the ones that when you go to school, you learn. You're actually in a very, very good school, very proficient school. You learned and studied. So many doctors, dietitians, agri-businesses, agri-economics, every level. They're in banking today. Things changed. What happened? You got to pay bills. But it's not just about that. There was a trajectory differentiation, a kind of move that happened. In Nigeria, long time ago, it was oil and gas feeding everybody. But by the 80s and beyond, it became banking. So that became the go-to for an average graduate. As at the 10 years ago, and now going for the next 20, 50 years, whether we like it or not. The next level is technology. If you don't have it in banking, if you don't have it in your pepper selling, why are you on WhatsApp? Why are you on the market hubs? Why are you doing things differently today? WhatsApping everything that you trade? Because technology has come over and it's taking everything. So we always say that everything in life is about attitude. 90% of who you become, how you do it, what you do out there, is in fact your attitude. 10%, all this education, I did not. I couldn't pass. I got a third class, or I got first class, secondary. You can do education, you can train, you can get certification, as we now know it. Who knows about Udemy? Any young person here, correct. If you haven't done a course on Udemy yet, and you're a young persons now, please, 35 and below, then something is wrong somewhere. And unfortunately, if you're not aware of it, something is still wrong somewhere. So what I'm saying, in case you don't know what to certify on, you can go and do customer service with a differentiation. I hope you're getting me. Then if you want to buy the hardball, you go for data analytics. There's several project, product management, and a lot more. So hands-on is another way of growing. You don't know it, but you want to learn. So we have the soft skills. The soft skills now make you, what is that extra? Remember I said, how does Tony Lumelu know me? The watchword for me then back in the days was proactivity. I don't know. So I'll tell you a quick story. I don't have time. I'm going to try really. I'll tell you a quick story here that, in banking, you do a lot of credits. Credit. So they wanted to approve credits for certain customers. And I just went into Papa region then. I didn't know much about banking, but I knew that Zenith Bank that was opposite me was giving credit to so many other customers. Oil and gas, shipping was very strong in Apapa. What did I do? I don't know them, but I just got a list. You have to do espionage. I talked about soft skills. You have to do espionage, get some of their customers. And I went and got Tony Lumelu then, because it was just one-on-one with everybody then. We were just starting to pre-approve for me. So if you're doing 10 million with Zenith, I got 15 million. And if Zenith was giving you 15%, I got 10%. I don't know if you get that. So by the time I go to the customers, they're wow. And they can't. So initially it used to be that Zenith, when you go to their branches, you will see their cars parked in front. My own office, nobody was there. I said, I want to steal all their customers. So my first strategy was to steal them. And when I did, the former staff that used to be there, because they said they actually went to report me to police and they were trying to take my life. They said they were going to kill themselves, not me. And that was because I was taking their customers. I now told them I'm a lawyer. And when I went to the same police station, got physical police standing in my office every day. So it was fire for fire. You see why I say it's not for soft people. You have to have soft skills though. Those ones are called interpersonal skills. So if you don't know how to smile, a lot of people know me with my smile. You can't take it away from me. Can't. Lie. That I hold very, very dearly. So, you have to have soft interpersonal skills. If you don't have it, mind you, in banking, you are trained. Several training. So you can decide to go for interpersonal if you don't have it. You can go and learn about time management if you don't know how to manage time. If you can learn about one thing that's strong is relationship management. Because customers want to relate with you. So, but the one that is the bonanza is go the extra mile. Whatever that means in your business today, trust me, go the extra miles. Extra mile. My father used to tell us, and I remember it clearly, the height that great men, the height that great men reached and kept was not attained by sudden flight, but they, while their companions slept, they burnt the midnight oil. So I have that watchword behind me. So when people sleep, I'm awake. I sign credits 2, 3 a.m. And if I put a text to Tony by 3 a.m., he will answer. We don't all sleep. All of us have insomnia. But that's a story for another day. So teamwork. If you're in a banking space and you don't know teamwork, especially as a young person, as a young staff, you must learn to work with teams. They mark you down. One of the things they used to mark me down when we started in a team, when I was much like that, I don't socialize. I say, you guys, wait. I'm going to change that. I've changed that to 360 degrees. Never go to a room and I sit down quietly. Like Tony Lumelu back in the days, when we were doing cross-marketing and whatever, newspapers, we didn't have all this social media thing, right? So newspapers, I can know the name of customer I want to visit. So how does Tony do his own? He enters plane. He has minimum of 300 cards. In fact, that package is going to exhaust it. So he was doing the marketing. And he's still doing it in case you don't know. He's still doing marketing. He was in Gabon not quite 2-3 weeks ago. So he's still doing it. So he goes and he's giving everybody in the room his card. In the plane. It's not somebody said, me, I'm in the plane. You understand? So you will learn to just put everything in our space. And I used to tell people, if I enter a room like that, I can market off all of you. Give me just about 10 minutes. I will market everybody. Don't ask me how. But teamwork, team spirit is very good. So you have to discern. As a child of God, you have to have a discerning spirit. You must know where you shouldn't enter, mind you. As people, you go and shake somebody's hand. Some of us, by the time I shake a customer's hand and I feel that there's something around his aura, God forbid, I won't go there again. And whilst we're training as bankers, if you know Zenith Bank back in the days, I'm not talking now, they used to wear, sorry, am I talking about? He works in Zenith. So, what meaning I was in UBA, drab, ordinary. I used to tell my girls, if you go to any customer and they ask you to sleep with them, tell them no. Why? You have a boss like Christabel. I will go and meet him or her. But that's not it. Come back because there are more customers to go and see. And how do I make you know? Every day I was the one training staff, youth corpers. By the time we come back from marketing, 5 to 7 p.m. every day I was training them. So I tell them, it's people that don't have things in their brain that market their body. You have cotton wool, you have nothing to market. But if you have solutions for the customer will keep calling you. Remember I said proactivity. That was one of the reasons that it ticked me. That was how Tony noticed me. Because I went the extra mile all the time. To the point I almost fainted most times anyway. Again, another story for another day. So you choose whether you want to be in, we're talking about career path, how you move fast. For the senior ones, there's a lot of politics. One thing, you must be visible, you must have a voice. However you do it, don't say rubbish, but sometimes it's good to say rubbish, even if that's the only way they will hear you. So you will try and make your voice heard if you are 15,000. You will try and be visible. Don't always say, I can't go. You know why? You don't have confidence. You didn't dress well. and you didn't put perfume, they don't cost much. Just buy the cheapest, you will smell well. Okay, thank you very much. We should be able to face them. So, career path, when you know that there's big guys that will be your, they will be the one to write your appraisal. The appraisal is very important. Performance management, if you do balance scorecard, it's everything 360 degrees, peer pressure, peer assessment, the lower staff and senior. So how are you going to be a total person? First, you go for a program. There's a total program, total management program that's available. I've done many courses, and that's at any point in time of my life, I needed to. So I went for advanced management program, 2007, in, Lagos Business School. Paid 1.5 million with my own money. I didn't wait for bank to train me. They sent me on SMP and one other one. And I thought I needed AMP to cover it. I went. My master's was because I was covering 120 branches. Suddenly it became like 35. I used that quiet time to go and do my master's. Nobody needs to tell you, upgrade yourself. Wherever you are now, please upgrade yourself. What did I say, please, guys? Upgrade yourself. That's the only thing that can take you to the future. But otherwise, honestly, I give 5-10 years. Not you. They will lose their jobs. You will find yourself completely irrelevant. Maybe it's already happening. Your speed of typing in your computer, your speed of reasoning, everything works like that. So I want to quickly go because, again, I know my time. Just 2 minutes now. I will round up because I'm talking about something very dear to me. Please, I beg all youths, never waste your 24 hours. All this social media thing ain't going to take you anywhere. We talked about networking. I don't know how many people network here. But if you network and you have 5,000 followers and 100 is not doing something with you that is useful, you are just wasting time or they're wasting your time. So you need to find out, normally when we go marketing, 10% of that list will be able to take you somewhere. And most times this is when 45-year-olds come to me, they want to retire. I said, so do you have a list? When you call 10% of them, will they answer you today? If they can't, please start honing them. That means start growing your potentials for the future. Last one about future. Currently, I retired from NIBS 4 years ago. I was calculating with my husband, not quite 3 weeks. I said, I can't even believe it's 4 years. I'm busier than I was when I was working. Why? You see, some of the skill sets you picked up now become money, or become interest, or become activities, or become the way we're doing it now. I'm trying to do what they call social impact. That's why I'm standing here. Because you need to give back. Beyond give back is the fact that you need to get it right. My sister-in-law did 10 years in banking, didn't move up to assistant manager. Meanwhile, some people went to 3-4 banks and became senior manager. So you need to bite the bullet, but don't waste your 24 hours. Are you following me? So today, in fact, one of the reasons I'm like this is not I came here, yes, but I went to see the MD of EcoBank at 11 a.m. I took some Polish people that came to Nigeria exploring that they want to enter Nigeria on FX trading. They've never been here. And we said, okay, we've gone to about 10 banks. So today was the final. Since Monday and today, I've been taking them there. But it was the fact that the MD came to see me that they were shocked at. Why? The MD was my former colleague. He used to be in GT as an executive director. I was in NIBS as executive director. And when I told him I have partners that could make sense to him, that could give him business, he quickly said, Christabel, come. It's value for value. If you don't have anything to give, nobody's going to buy it. Why do people retire and people can't take their calls? You're almost not there for them. Not there with money, but not there with your skill set. And remember, you have to make impact whilst it's still hot. So for people 24 to 40, whether you're a woman or not, and you have not even scratched anything. In fact, in GT, they used to tell them, if you're 40 and you're not a manager, you have to be asked to leave. That means you have not done much. So young people, because I know this NGC meeting, is a good one for church. It's a good one for fellowship. I have just six, what I call six KSFs, key success factors, that you might remember after I finish talking. You know, they say it's too much talk. But please, hard work. Hard work. Hard work. Everybody, hard work, whatever hard work means to you. Consistent effort, determination, and everything is mastering your skills. Second one is go the extra mile. Exceed expectations at all times. Take initiatives. Don't be afraid. Go beyond what is required. The next one, never stop learning. Learn, unlearn, relearn. Keep learning. Stay informed about market trends and innovations. Develop strong ethics. You know, we're fellowship. I mean, one thing they know me for is integrity. If it doesn't have truth, I'm not going to be in the room. So they should know you for something. Integrity builds trust and long-term relationship. Remember, I said banking is all about trust. So leverage technology. We cannot overemphasize that. And balanced work or balanced work. I don't see anything called balanced work. What do they call it? Work-life. I don't believe in it. I'm sorry. I don't at all. It's about balancing your act. And what it is, I tell people there are many balls every day. As you're going this will happen. The way to manage that is to pick the biggest ball and deal with it. When you've done that, you have work-life balance. Okay? But the one that you must balance is your health. Don't go falling sick. So I'll take one quotation from the Bible. It's or maybe two. Proverbs 16:3. It says, commit your work to the Lord, and your plans will be established. So first and foremost, you need to go ask God for purpose and everything. And if you have difficulties, kabash on the names of those people that give you strength in your workplace by 12 midnight. Okay, Luke 16:10. Whoever is faithful in a very little is also faithful in much. So it's humble beginnings. Tomorrow is greater. It depends on how you want to make it. For me, I choose to make it very great, even up to this age and time. So I don't know about you. Life is about choices. Make your own great. Thank you so much. God bless you.